Hello and welcome to another episode of Here and Now on Broadcasting Scotland. I'm your host, Katee Cross, and tonight's guest is the lovely Graeme Campbell, a Falkirk-based singer-songwriter, blues, Americana and southern rock guitarist and vocalist. Oh, I got it all there, didn't I?
Fantastic, well done.
Added a wee singer-songwriter in as well, didn't I? Just for the hell of it. So thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome, no problem at all.
And I hope you're well.
Very well, yeah.
Very well.
Good.
So let's start off with, when did you become an Americana blues southern rock musician?
When I had to write my bio, that's kind of when I came up with the sentence. But no, I started playing, I was probably about 15. I'm in my 40s now, but I started playing from about 1988, 89. No, it's 87 it would have been actually, a wee bit earlier. And just kind of getting a book from the library because it's kind of pre-YouTube days and all that. And it was a book where you had to kind of well, I didn't actually do it, but you had to colour in your fingernails, and the chord diagrams were like red and blue. So I kind of learned a couple of, like, me and Bobby McGee and a couple of things from that, and then just went on from there really. Yeah.
So who would you say were your biggest influences in the early days?
Well, I pretty much got straight into the electric guitar side of things. So at the time, it was just because I was living in Southport at the time, Merseyside. So just up the road was Manchester, and that was where the whole Stone Roses and Happy Mondays thing was happening right at that time. So me being really unfashionable, I kind of went 20 years backwards and got into, or 20 years then backwards, and got into Cream and Led Zeppelin and Hendrix and that stuff. So Eric Clapton was a huge influence when I was kind of learning how to play lead guitar. And then I kind of formed I had a mate who had, his dad had loads of 60s records and stuff, and he used to play me lots of Hendrix and all that kind of thing. And I kind of got into that side of things, but the drummer's dad then gave me a John Lee Hooker album, because we got a wee band together and we were playing kind of 60s blues rock, and I really wanted to be like a proper blues band. I really got into that whole thing. And at the time I had hair, and I had long hair, and I had a paisley shirt and a long coat and stuff as well. So I looked like I was from, like, something out of Woodstock, whereas everybody else was wearing tracksuits and kind of dancing the Happy Mondays. And so he gave me this John Lee Hooker album, and that again became another influence because that's a very more earthy kind of raw style. So all these things started to come in, and kind of from then on I've just kind of absorbed whatever I've listened to really, and these days it's, you know, it's different artists now as well as my early influences.
Yeah. So would it be fair to say that, along with Ross, my guitarist, you two are guitar geeks?
Absolutely.
You like to geek out about guitars.
I will sit and stare at pictures of guitars for fun.
At gigs I see you and Ross just getting together, and then you come over and you're like, oh wait, we're just geeking, we're geeking out here. So can you remember the first guitar you wanted, the first one you ever saw and you thought, that's the one I want?
Well, the first one I saw, my mum used to get, I can't remember which company, I think it might be Littlewoods or Kays or something, but she used to get the catalogues through, and they always had kind of toys in the back. They also had musical instruments at the time. So there would be kind of you know, the odd guitar here and there, like it'd be a classical guitar, but then they always had a couple of electric guitars. And I think around that time they started having a couple of Fenders in there and a couple of Squires and that kind of thing. So there was these Stratocaster guitars in there, and I just would pore over the pictures for hours. And I literally, because again, pre-internet days, you couldn't Google it or anything. And then in Southport there was a couple of good music shops in there, so me and my pals used to just kind of go in and hang out and look at things, and quite a few second-hand shops. And in fact, I sold my, I think I sold my first bike to buy, well, I sold not my first bike, but sold my bike to buy my first guitar, which was like, looking back on it now, it was an old kind of Japanese, kind of quirky, the kind of thing C6 Steve would play. You know? And I got that in a junk shop, and then I kind of progressed from there. But yeah, I would just sit and stare at guitars for hours. Still do.
Still do.
So
it's an alright hobby, but you can like Google them now.
Exactly.
You don't need to look
I
at
can do it on my phone.
On the go.
That's it.
So could you give us a rough idea from then to now how many guitars you think you might have owned?
Lots. I mean, I've got about 4 or 5 at the moment, but I used to, especially when eBay kind of first started in the early 2000s, well, it might have started before, but certainly in the early 2000s I was buying and selling guitars all the time. So probably kind of 30, something like 35, but mainly electric guitars. Because the acoustic that I've been playing here is, I've had that for a good 15 years now, so that's pretty much the only acoustic I've ever really owned, the only decent one. So I've never sold that, you know, I probably never will, because it's a different kind of thing, but electric guitar is going to come and go.
Yeah, that's true. So what's your dream guitar?
My dream guitar would probably be a cherry red Gibson ES335 with a Bigsby on it.
Yeah?
Does that mean anything to
No.
you at all? You're just humouring me.
Yes. Go on then, explain it. What's
Well, it's kind of like if well, Rich Robinson at the Black Crows has one, but it's that, you know, the large guitar, a bit like Ross's guitar with the F holes and stuff, but the big kind of old tremolo on it and kind of a nice red colour.
Cherry red.
Cherry red.
Has to be cherry.
Absolutely, the block inlays. See, I'm that geeky.
That geeky, you have to have it.
That's
That's a good way to be though. I like it. So, what was the first band you ever played in? What was the first? Would that be the one you were talking about with your friends?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I can't actually remember the name. It was something daft and bluesy and pretentious, and then we played. There's some pictures on my Facebook actually. We played the Birkdale High School kind of summer fair. You know, we were all on the stage and stuff. And I could barely, in fact, any of us could barely play, but we were kind of trying to do all these long improvised blues kind of thing. So when we were about 15 or 16. But in college, I got into a band that we called Palmer, as in Palmer. And it was a shortened version of Harry Palmer and his hairy llama, and then we just kind of condensed it to Palmer. So we played a few gigs, and we actually got offered a support slot with Travis just as they were getting signed. But this was then a venue that was called Chelmsford Army and Navy that isn't there anymore, and the rest of the band couldn't be bothered to come to the gig, so I had to phone the promoter and say, we're not going to do it. And then, of course, we got back to kind of college that next term, and guess who was in the front of the NME and Melody Maker? It was Travis that made it big.
Could have been their support.
Could have been their support and stuff.
Tour.
Yeah. So I never had much luck with bands. That's probably why I'm a solo performer now, because I've been in a fair few kind of you know, as a guitar player and playing for people, but you know.
It's hard to be in a band though, isn't it?
It is, unless you're kind of fronting it yourself. And
not everyone's got the same kind of goals or
the
same image in their mind.
That's it.
I know the feeling. Not talking about anyone at all. No. So in the early days, how many hours do you think you'd practice? Do you think you practice more now, or because you've kind of got responsibilities, you don't practice as much?
No, I've done it. I probably practice more now because I'm teaching as well. So I'm not just practicing the stuff I like to play, I'm practicing other stuff. So the stuff I'm not maybe so good at, or the stuff that I need to learn more, I'm playing a lot more of that. But just because I'm gigging more as well, you know, that all kind of adds up. But I've always just played all the time. I had a couple of years where I didn't play so much, a couple of years out, but since I'm kind of 16, 17, I've pretty much played every day, every opportunity. I've got usually a guitar in my hand somewhere.
So you say you don't really set aside this is practicing time, you just kind of play and
well I do one of, you know, the periods where I've been teaching guitar, so I was teaching kind of 10 years ago, and then I had a break and I worked in aviation, then I've come back to it, so I'll set hours in the day to kind of, because I need to kind of become quite focused, otherwise I'll just go and watch Netflix
like you do
with a guitar in my hand, but I won't be a focused practice. So yeah, if I've got, and especially got stuff coming up, I'll tend to schedule it a bit more and be a bit more professional about it. That's
good. I'm glad you're professional.
Yes,
that's the main thing. So then we're going to have a wee break, and we're going to listen to Graeme's first track. This one's called While You Were Gone.
Took you years to get this far. Bearing your soul like a scar. Nobody saw what they needed to see. I'm telling you, brother, you're the same as me. Dancing to keep out of the rain. Nobody mentioned it, all went insane. Dancing to keep out of the rain. Nobody mentioned it, all went insane. While you were gone, gone. While you were gone. While you were gone. Talk is so deep, but it's too late. Days slipping by, stripped by fate. And everybody feared what they needed to feel. I'm telling you, brother, I wish you were here. Dancing to keep out of the rain. Nobody mentioned it all when it sang. Dancing to keep out of the rain. Nobody mentioned it all when it sang. While you were gone. While you were gone. While you were gone. While you were gone. And while you were gone. While you were gone. And while you were gone. While you were gone. And while you were gone. While you were gone. Life left a message. While you were gone. And life left a message. While you were gone.
That was absolutely brilliant. I really, really love that song. Such a good song. Such a good song. So that was While You Were Gone. So what's the song about?
It's actually quite a meaningful song, which is unusual for me. Often my lyrics are just quite kind of random, but it was about a guy called Michael Battelle, who I used to share a house with in Southend. So I would have been about 19 or so, and Michael was, I think, about 10 years older than me. Right. But he was a drummer, and he, to cut a long story short, he died of a brain hemorrhage when he was 41, so in 2003. But he was he's probably one of the best drummers I've ever heard, but he never had the confidence to kind of really go for it, and just didn't cut a break during his life and stuff. And we played, there was a kind of benefit gig or a memorial gig for him shortly after he died to raise money for the hospice he'd been in, called Drumming Up Hope, and I wrote that song for that event, and it was a really, I mean, the circumstances were tragic, but the event was brilliant. I mean, we had Jeff Beck turning up and stuff, and people like that, because he grew up with these people. His parents owned a pub in Wadhurst, in Surrey, so East Sussex, sorry, where you get like Rod Stewart popping and Jimmy Page and all these people. So he grew up in that environment, and that's what got him into playing the drums. So yes, that was it. So the song's kind of really meaningful for that, and it's just really a song about just grab life while you've got it and go for it, and have the confidence just to go. And partly I want to keep his name kind of going as well.
Definitely. So would you say there was any artists or any songs that influenced the style of the song, how it's wrote, or do you think that's just how you write?
I think actually, that was one of those 10-minute songs. That was I flew down to Stansted because I was living up here at the time, and the gig was in Essex, and I just wrote the song kind of a couple of days before we were going to play. So
it's good when you get that, though, isn't it?
Doesn't happen very often, but it's kind of
it's nice. So how do you go about writing a song from start to finish?
It'll vary. So I'm not that prolific in the sense that I don't write lots of complete songs all the time, but I write in bursts.
Right.
So I actually set myself a project last year. Beginning of last year, I kind of just sat there with my laptop, And when I was off work, I was working at the airport at the time. I had to set myself a challenge of writing a song and recording it by lunchtime, no matter how it sounded, just to get the songs going, because often you'll have the editor in your head, when you're writing a line, that's crap, right, and you never get anywhere. So I just did that stream of consciousness thing, wrote it down, let's say 20 minutes, and then recorded it into like GarageBand or something, and I got a couple of songs out of that I use now. So I'll either be like that, or I'll just have bursts. I'll write 5 or 6 songs, and I'll write nothing for 2 years, and I'll write another, you know. So it's that kind of thing.
Yeah. And how did you find? Was it quite a stressful situation to put yourself in, that writing and having to record it at lunchtime? Or
no, I really enjoyed it.
Did you?
I just wish I'd had, you know, more time as such. But maybe that was what forced the songs out. I don't know. But
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, have you got any new material coming out this year or next year, or any?
Nothing that's due to be released soon. I'm writing stuff, but
Still writing.
yeah. So I'm putting the odd track up here and there. So I've got some songs on Spotify and on iTunes, and Amazon, all the rest of it up there. So I'm trying to write some new material to get that recorded to kind of put back up.
Yeah, great. So now we're going to do our wee random questions. Okay. So these 3, as random as they come, questions, just for fun. So if you could have any language that you were fluent in, what would it be? What one would you pick? Unless you are fluent in a language.
No.
No.
Probably Gaelic, then I could talk about people and they wouldn't understand what I'm saying if I got going to England or something.
That's true.
So something really obscure. Obscure,
not like Spanish or
exactly,
something.
Exactly. Klingon maybe.
That sounds better. You should do that one. So what is one food you would never give up?
Never give up? Mexican food.
Mexican food?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I love it.
Just love it?
I love it. I love all food, to be fair, but yeah, Mexican food's the one that I couldn't go without. Meat and cheese wrapped in different ways. Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
It is.
So when you're 90 years old, what will matter most to you?
Probably just having limbs that work and being able to eat Mexican food and you know, having my factory and just, you know, having family and still be able to play the guitar. I want to be like that old fella in that YouTube video that kind of goes in the guitar shop and plays the guitar. I'd love to just be able to do what I can do now and just have my family around and that kind of stuff.
Of course. And now we're going to have another wee break.
Okay.
We're going to listen to another track from Graeme. This one is called Picture.
Picture on the wall for you to show you how I feel. Write a message in the sky to say what I found is oh so real. And it don't matter about the hard times, it don't matter about the rain, 'cause the only thing that really matters is you, and is you. And I'll be the rock of strength you need to see you through this life. And I made some mistakes before, but I'll try to get it right. And it don't matter about the hard times, it don't matter about the rain, and it don't matter about the hard times, it don't matter about the rain, and it don't matter about the hard times, it don't matter about the rain, 'cause the only thing that really matters is you, and is you, and there's you, and yeah. 'cause the only thing that really matters is you, and is you.
So that was Picture. It was really great. I loved it.
Thank you.
It was great. What's in the cards the next 12 months for your music side?
Well, I'm going to carry on with the teaching, obviously, and what I'm trying to do, as I said, is write some new material and just gig as much as possible. So I'm doing a kind of a combination of kind of showcase type gigs, kind of in Glasgow and Edinburgh, and then you know, covers gigs as well, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to try and develop that, do just as many solo gigs as I can, really.
Yeah.
And,
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. And musically, where would you like to be in 5 years' time?
I'd like to have, honestly, my musical ambition goes as far as I want to do one critically acclaimed album. I don't care about fame or anything like that. I just want one album that's really good and I can go boom and do a tour, or you know, and that I'll be happy. You know, in fact, yeah. And obviously I need to pay the bills, but aside from that, I can have something that I can be proud of. And, yeah.
Definitely. So 5 years' time, you have that album. You come
absolutely.
Back.
Well, hopefully I'll have it at the end of this year.
Well, if you have it at the end of this year, even better.
Yeah.
So if you were starting out today, what would you wish someone told you?
Don't waste your time. Not in the sense of don't do it, but in the sense of don't hang about.
Yeah.
You know, there's a line from my favourite TV show, Still Game, where I think it's Victor goes, "He who hangeth about getteth hee-haw." And I'm going to put that on my gravestone, I think. But yeah, because I'm 45 now and I'm doing stuff that I should have been doing in my kind of 20s and 30s and stuff. But you just faff about with life and it kind of runs away. So yeah, just take more risks and don't waste time. I think.
Definitely. But then you get musicians like C6 Steve.
Absolutely, he's a big inspiration.
Definitely, they weren't discovered till I think he was like 60-ish.
Yeah, so I've got a few years.
You still have a couple of years, haven't you?
That's it.
Definitely. Now we're going to have a wee bit of fun. And side note, I made a mistake with the last guest, Craig White. I said he was third. He wasn't. I lied. He's first. He got 20 seconds. So 20 seconds to beat.
Right. Okay.
You know, 10 questions. It's a quick question quiz. Answer them as quickly as you possibly can. Again, there'll be some wee ones in there to trip you up. Just try and say what comes to mind first, even if it doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
Fine. So, in 3, and Robert's ready. In 3, 2, 1. eBay or Amazon?
Amazon.
Scrambled eggs or fried eggs?
Scrambled eggs.
Fender or Gibson?
Fender.
Favourite pick and mix sweet?
Colour balls.
Favourite brand of strings?
Didario.
Popcorn or peanuts?
Popcorn.
CD or vinyl?
Vinyl.
Name 3 of Santa's reindeers.
Oh, dodgy, grumpy and sleepy, I don't know.
Flat picking or chicken picking?
Flat picking.
Fred Flintstone's best friend's name?
Barney.
There we go. And your time was? Oh, 23 seconds. 3 seconds.
See, my brain's a wee bit slower, and that's the problem.
That's it. That's true. But Santa's reindeers, remind us of them.
What did I say? Drippy, Dippy and Muppet? I don't know. I
think Prancer.
Rudolph's one, isn't it? Prancer, Dancer, yeah.
Prancer or Dancer.
It's the pressure.
It's the pressure. You done well with Fred Flintstone, no, that's... And when I was writing this up, I said, oh, a good one, flat picking or chicken picking. Yeah. And my dad was like, have you just made chicken picking up? I said, no, it's a thing.
It's a thing, yeah.
I don't know what it is,
I can't do, but Ross can do, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you explain chicken picking?
It's where, and Ross will correct me on this, but you kind of use your thumb and your finger and you get a kind of clucking sound off the strings. So kind of country guitar players use it. Yeah.
Well, I did say to my dad it sounds like chicken. So I was kind of right, a wee bit right. But yeah, it's a thing. I have confirmation right here. It is a thing. It's a thing. So just before we round up tonight's show, can you remind everyone at home, any of your social media pages, where they can find your music?
Absolutely.
Anything at all? Any gigs coming up that you want to promote?
Well, I'm on Spotify, and you'll find me, just do a search, Graeme Campbell, but Graeme is spelled Graeme, like, you know, Graeme Souness and various other Graemes. And so you'll find me there, Graeme Campbell, and I'm on Apple Music and all the usual kind of stuff like that. I'm on Facebook, Graeme Campbell Music, and on Twitter, and you'll usually see me ranting about stuff on there, so that's not for the faint-hearted, but Yeah, so that's at G Campbell Music on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram as well, where there's pictures of my dinner and stuff.
Lovely.
So that'll be good. Yeah, so that's good. And I'm playing in Mahoney's in Bishop Briggs.
Restaurant.
That's a nice wee gig. I like doing that one. So if you want to come and have steak and hear me play, that's it. Going to do some classic rock covers and stuff. And then there'll be various things that will pop up. I think I'm playing in Edinburgh next Sunday. I can't remember the name of the venue, but it's somewhere in Leith, I think. So, but I'll put that up on my Facebook page.
Great. So thank you again for coming in. It's been great.
That's all right.
Loved it. It's
Thanks
been
for
a really
having
good wee chat. And I'm just trying to find the song that you're singing next, but I have just found it.
Good.
So thank you to you at home for tuning in to another Here Now on Broadcasting Scotland. I've been your host, Katee Cross, and thank you once again to our fantastic guest, Graeme Campbell. Make sure you go and check his Facebook page out to keep up to date with all his gigs and anything that might be released at the end of this year. We don't know, we don't want to put any pressure on him, but something might come out at the end of this year. Next week's guest is going to be the great Norman Lamont. But for now, sit back, relax and enjoy a final song from Graeme. This one's called Everything I Find.
Some time to ease my mind, need some time to find my way again. There's a fire that burns in me, all consuming all that I can see. I love like no other, and I fall like a child, and I live like a lover, and see my soul awake with everything I find. My soul awake with everything I find. Need some place to run and hide, get some shelter from this storm inside. Some time to make a change. Everything is coming home again. And I love like no other, and I fall like a child, and I live like a lover, and see my soul awake with everything I find. See my soul awake with everything I find. And I love like no other, and I fall like a child, and I live like a lover. See my soul awake with everything I find. See my soul awake with everything I find. And see my soul awake with everything I find.
think I'm crazy, but just maybe I'm misunderstood. Folks say I'm distant, got a heart that's made out of wood, but time has left the scars for all the world to see. A heart that's locked away, and no one can find the key. People always judging, always rushing to find a sign. Somewhere in the middle, you discover there's no place to hide. Left where the soul is bleeding, wandering through this life alone, taking each day's horizons, trying to find my way home. People think I'm crazy, but just maybe I'm misunderstood.